Hey everyone, what's up? Swapnil here, and I'm back with another video. So for those of you who are back in the market for new phones, the LG G6 and Galaxy S8 are two phones that are at the top of your priority list. Today, I'm going to do a brief comparison between the two of them. So here we go, let's get started. Here's my comparison of the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the LG G6. Let's start off with the similarities. First off, we have that premium build. Both the Galaxy S8 and the LG G6 feature a glass and metal body, a glass and metal design that is just screaming 2017. Now glass and metal is a new big thing, and that might be fragile, but it's cool. It's so nice. It looks elegant, it looks classy, especially in the blacks these devices are in. So both of these phones have premium builds. They're sturdy in the hand. They have aluminum frames built in with that glass, makes it feel comfortable and nice in the hand. I gotta say, both of them are top notch in terms of build quality. Next up, a big similarity that I am a huge patron of personally is the introduction of USB-C. Now, LG's had it in past generations, but Samsung opted to not have it in their S7 Edge. It's good to see the Galaxy S8 have that. And seeing as USB-C is going to be the new trend, it's going to be the new thing going here on out. The MacBooks have it, hopefully the next iPhone has it. It's good to see them making it a uniform thing by adopting it in their newest flagship phones. And the third similarity that I found between these two phones that was a big deal for me is expandable storage. Now, back in the day, expandable storage and removable backs were both big things, taking off the back, changing out the battery. Now, unfortunately, with the glass design, you cannot remove the back, but they kept in the SD card slot. So you can drop in a micro SD card of your choosing, and you can drop that in. So I personally drop in a 200 gigabyte SD card with movies, photos, videos, whatever I want, music, whatever I want to put on there, and that's how I get my content. Now, just having both these phones in hand, you might think, well, they look nothing alike, and that's true. But that's most apparent when you flip them over. On the back, the LG G6 features two cameras. That's right, the LG G6 is not so unique, but very nicely done. Dual camera setup is outstanding. They managed to pack in the perfect setup for a dual camera in my opinion. One of them is a regular lens, while the other gets a telephoto and a wide viewed angle. If you want to check out some test footage, be sure to check out my full review of the LG G6. The S8 actually adopts a very similar camera to the Galaxy S7 Edge. Now Samsung felt they'd managed to perfect that, so they managed to put it back into the S8 again. That's totally fine because the S7 Edge wasn't a bad camera, and I'd rather they repeat that than try something new and mess up and screw us over. So I'm glad that they both have very good cameras, but the cameras do differ in that Samsung features a singular camera and G6 features two, although both are very good for photography and both feature video recording in 4K and very stable footage. For those of you looking to buy your phone simply for photography, I personally would recommend the G6 over the S8 simply for the versatility with the dual camera lenses. Next up is a factor that a lot of you have brought up in the comments and a lot of you are talking about all over the interwebs. It's that processor. That's right, the G6 actually came out a little bit earlier than the S8, and because of that they could not ship with the Snapdragon 835. It actually ships with the last generation Snapdragon 821. Now, in my opinion, if you're a heavy user, you're going to feel that difference. If you use your phone for everything, you're going to feel the difference between the 835 and the 821. But honestly, when you get down to the people who are using it just as phones, or the people who don't use it as much, the casual users, you aren't really going to notice. That 821 versus 835 isn't really going to be apparent to you. It's going to feel all the same. Because both phones are crispy smooth, crispy fast, and feel very nice for user experience. So I feel like honestly the big difference there is if you are a power user, if you require the fastest, the best, the strongest specs, you go for the S8, you go for the 835 because it's the first phone to ship with the Snapdragon 835. If you're okay with paying a little bit less and you're okay with going with the next thing under it, even though it's not a huge tier down, it's still a very good processor with great amounts of performance, that's when you go for the G6 in terms of processor performance. Both phones also differ with their UI. I feel personally that the Samsung UI is a little bit heavy. They've gotten better over the years in refining TouchWiz, but the LG UI feels so nice. It feels so smooth, it's buttery fast, feels almost just like stock. If you take away the app drawer, it's still fine. It feels great anyway. So I basically am in love with the LG G6 UI and recommend that head over heels over the Galaxy S8s. The last difference between these two phones is the infinity display. Now I'm sure just by looking at the phones you can tell they're shaped differently than usual. 2017 is a different year because both of these phones are of a different form factor. The S8 in hand feels longer and skinnier. And you might think, okay, well both these phones are bezel-less, it's 2017. Obviously they are, they're both flagships. So why is this a difference? The difference comes in with Samsung's Infinity Edge. The Infinity Edge makes it feel like the screen's just tipping over, like there literally is no bezel on the side. And you might think, is that really a big difference? Well, yes, I personally find the Infinity Edge pretty cool. I think it's so beautiful to see the Edge and things flow over it. I also use the Edge context icon and the widgets and all the stuff in there a lot, so I personally have found it to be very useful to have the Edge on there. On the other side of that spectrum, the G6 does not have that curved Infinity Edge. Instead, it curves the top of the corners in a way that makes it more shock resistant. So if you're prone to dropping your phone or are afraid you're going to crack that Infinity Edge because it's so easy to shatter, the G6 offers a strong, well-built corner structure that lets it absorb shocks and handle things like that more easily. I personally absolutely love both of these phones. I'd say grab them both if you can. If you have to pick one, you can't go wrong with either of them. They're both outstanding. 2017 is very well represented. For me personally, I'd slightly give the edge to the S8. Get it? Give them the edge. For many of you, the G6 might be the perfect phone. For others, the S8. All I can say is they're both great devices, and I hope this video helped you make a better decision on buying your next phone. If you guys have any questions about either device, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'm currently whipping up my S8 review, so please feel free to drop in some stuff in the comments that you want to see, whether it be Bluetooth 5.0 or that new crazily placed fingerprint scanner. Whatever you want to see, let me know and I'll get it up in the next video. If you guys have any cool tech that you want me to check out, also leave it in the comments down below. And while you're down there, be sure to subscribe and like this video and share it with all your friends. As always, be sure to follow SLADe on social media to stay up to date on the latest tech. I'll see you guys next time.